have I told you guys my stalker story involving Chris Brown? Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
I don't think I've told you guys.
Josh?
Right,
Which one?
You know.
Chris, man. Chris back again.
Right. It's always something.
Man.
Oh, man, this is crazy, right? So, like, this is like maybe 5 years ago.
Brothers and sisters, we can't thank you enough for all your love, your support, and your faithfulness. It's been brought to my attention, if you really want to do something to bless us, to thank us, apparently simply hitting the like button on YouTube would be more impactful than what I ever knew, let alone subscribing to us on YouTube if you're not already. And then over on Spotify and Apple, please leave us a review. All of your listening and your comments to us mean the world to us. And do us a favor and just hit like on YouTube and leave us reviews on Spotify and Apple. And we're going to continue to serve you with our whole heart. Thank you so much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new fucking fantastic, creative, positive, imaginatory episode of The Tattoo Guardians. And if you're watching this on YouTube, drop that booty on the like button.
Hey.
Shout out to DeVille. He's going to like hearing that.
How you guys doing today?
Good.
I'm doing great. Good to see you, Brother Josh. It's funny being an Ohio boy and everything that's going on, in football season. My first glance on my peripheral, I hit Josh. I was like, holy shit, he's rocking a Bengals. And then I made focus on fuck, no, he's not.
It's world famous. What's up in the house?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I put it on. I actually thought about that. I was like, I wonder if they're going to think that. So, yeah. There's some crazy shit going on in Ohio right now.
Oh, yeah, the train wreck and
Well, then I heard this morning some kind of explosion happened at some factory or something, like an hour away from the train wreck. What's going on over there?
My goodness.
Dude, I got tagged 2 weeks ago. Someone was like, my prayers are with Hip and Matt. And I seen this explosion and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And then come to find out that big train wreck and shit. But yeah, I ain't even heard nothing about an explosion in a factory.
Yeah, I heard about it this morning. And then I also, everybody's talking about I guess there's a Netflix movie where basically in Ohio, and I think it's in Palestine, and there's a train wreck there, and it's the same town. It was filmed there. It's I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but that is pretty fucking kooky.
Right.
Wow.
Yep.
And that's not far from us.
I was wondering.
It's the other side of the state. It's like right at the Pennsylvania border. But
so a couple hours.
Yeah.
I'm so geographically stupid. I was like, oh, it's in Palestine. I didn't know that was Ohio.
The country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always hate it when there's states in America like fucking Paris, Tennessee, and there's London, Ohio.
Yeah, you're like, I was in Paris, and you're like, oh, that's not near as cool as I thought it was.
Right. I got invited to Belfast Tattoo Convention in August this year.
Fuck yeah,
which is
that's
in
awesome.
Ireland. Yeah.
Ohio. Ireland, Ohio.
Yes, Ireland, Ohio.
That's amazing, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're incredibly excited. So don't fuck up with your passport this time.
That's all fucking gold. The only thing I got to check out is if I'm allowed as a felon to go to Ireland. But
interesting.
I'm Irish, so they should let me back to the motherland,
Right.
When you say you got to find that out,
I know there's a list of places that they'll fucking turn you around, like Canada. I can't ever go to Canada.
Wow.
Mexico, that was no question. Of course, that's where people run when they catch felonies.
Gotcha.
Right.
But Australia, I don't know if I can go to Australia. There's probably some Middle Eastern states that are like, no, we don't fuck with that. Because it's a felony too, strong arm robbery.
Is that for life?
Probably, unless I can get it expunged or buried.
Man, that's crazy.
But I can't be the only tattooer with felonies that travels.
No, hell no. What's the weather like over there? I just looked out my window and it's snowing like crazy over here.
Is it?
I'm definitely pretty over the cold weather.
It's 55 and sunny.
Yeah, man.
Which is part of our roller coaster because 3 days ago it was 27. you know.
Yeah, this weather's been crazy because I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast. I know I told you guys, but 48 years old, and I just decided to finally get my driver's license after all of these years. So to congratulate myself on, it's kind of my like beating cancer gift to myself. I bought myself a Tesla, which is hilarious because it's like, okay, so you didn't get your driver's license until you were 48, but you bought a car that drives itself. You know, but it sucks because like the weather, it's like I'm not about to go out in the snow just yet. You know what I mean? Like as I'm learning to drive.
Right.
So every time there's a chance, like in between the snow, I'm driving like so much. And yesterday we actually finally tried out the like crazy fast mode, you know, where it goes like my car will go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
That's nuts.
Which is pretty much faster than any car on the road. Maybe like if you run into a Maybach or something like that, they can probably take you out, but it'll crush most cars. So, you know, as a new driver, I'm just like out there being like really super careful. There's different modes. Like there's chill mode and sport mode. I'm just in chill mode because I'm just a new driver. I'm taking it easy. But Nikki was like, I want to check it out. So we found a nice long stretch of a road, put it in the sports mode, and she fucking hit that gas, and we hit 70 miles an hour before I knew what fucking day it was. It was insane. It felt like, you know, when a roller coaster takes off.
Yeah, G-forces and shit kick it in.
Yeah, yeah. And it was funny because I was like, okay, let's try this mode out, and she was like, oh, let me try it a little bit more. Like she loved it. She was fucking cruising and just ripping around corners. She fucking loved it. When I met Nikki, she used to come pick me up, and she would drive. You know, she's from the country. She's from Shelbyville, Indiana. She'd pick me up, and she'd drive these back country roads, and she would just tear through them. And I was way too like cool of a guy to act scared because I didn't want her to think I was a pussy, you know.
Right.
So I never said anything, but I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna die in a cornfield.
Right. Terrified.
Right.
Like, oh man.
Have you driven by yourself yet and just like went out and just got lost?
Not completely on my own. I've always had somebody in the car with me. I totally feel like I could. Like I actually really, really enjoy driving, and I feel so dumb that I waited so long. You know, for the listeners that don't know, I was in a horrible car accident when I was 16. My head smashed through a windshield, and it was fucking terrible. And it just like spooked me to not drive, which is kind of dumb because I wasn't driving when I was in the accident, so it didn't really change anything. Like obviously I can get in an accident with somebody else. I had this weird thing where I was like, well, I won't be responsible. I don't want to get in a crash and hurt somebody and be responsible for it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like every couple of years I would kind of like threaten to drive, you know, like I'm going to do it. And I even signed up for driving school once, but like they partner me with like kids, of course. So I'm like, you know, oh, this 15-year-old kid's going to be in the car with you. And I was just like, no, I'm good.
Right.
So it really was honestly having this awesome guest artist, Rick Sheridan, come out. And I'm probably saying his last name wrong. I'm sorry, Rick.
No, you're right.
Great guy, phenomenal artist, but he rented a Tesla. And I was like, oh, I want to check that out. And I just fell in love with it.
Wow.
And I've learned, though, you'll never hear more people complain about a Tesla that have never been inside of a Tesla. Everybody's got these theories of whether it's worse for the environment or this or that. And I don't know. I don't know those things. I know that this is something that I wanted to do. I really love it. It makes me super happy. And, yeah, man, I'm finally driving, guys. I'm stoked.
Dude,
that's amazing.
That is amazing.
I can't wait until, speaking of conventions, you know, if you guys come out, I got to sneak away at some point and give you guys a ride in it. Because I never even thought I'd say those words. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you a ride. That's crazy to me.
Man, dude.
You know? So, like, I'm looking forward to, like, these trips. Like, when we go to Boise, Idaho, and I'm like always the passenger, but I'm going to drive, you know?
It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic for a lot of folks. And to be honest with you, you know, it is my number one think tank, my creation center.
I can totally see that.
Oh, dude, if I want to create, you know, I could turn everything off and sit here in this chair and meditate. Mm-hmm. But for me, if I go and just go on a cruise, even if it's down country roads, maybe I'm listening to songs that are stirring me up. Maybe it's silent, maybe whatever. But once I'm in movement, in some sort of motion, creation happens more naturally for me. Hip and I were talking about this yesterday. He was talking about how ideas hitting in those states to where, and he's been applying the discipline to pull over and write them down, knowing he's not going, so he doesn't forget them. But then he was saying, or they hit him in the shower. We've always heard people say, great ideas hit him in the shower. And I can't relate to that one, but mine's always in the car.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to stuff like that.
Oh,
I was surprised at how much I loved it, and I know it's new, and so I'll probably get tired of it. But honestly, I mean, Nikki's been driving my ass around for 20-something years. It's going to be such a good break for her, even if we have to like split it up. And she loves driving it as well. Gas prices are going up, so it's been really nice to just like not have to pay for any. I think my app will show me like how much I've spent. I've spent like $5 in electricity since I've had it. That's it. You know what I mean?
Do you
I
have a
drive
charger
lot.
at the house?
I do, yeah. I'm actually having one installed today that's faster. Because like right now, it's like the one that comes with it. So it's like really slow. You have to pretty much charge it overnight. But the one I'm having installed today, I'll be able to charge it like in like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Wow.
So that's pretty awesome. And I got the extended range. So it goes like over 300 miles on a charge.
I actually drove a weird, so like we're waiting for IKEA furniture to get dropped off here for the new shop. So I got my dad's truck and I drove with the radio off. Some weird fucking way to get here. I came through some place called like Crestville, Cresttown 55, I think. Maybe coming in by the high school of Troy.
Yeah.
I completely went past Troy on 202 and then had to double back and come back in. And
he's the only dude that cruises as if he just ripped 5 blunts, you know, but is completely sober and he just rolling like I love it.
Drove each time I've driven back and forth across country, like I'd never take 70. Like it's always back roads to the point to where like I'm getting lost in fucking ranch acres of ranch land that aren't even public property.
Right. Man, I was talking to my daughter yesterday. Have I told you guys my stalker story involving Chris Brown? Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
I don't think I've told you guys.
Josh?
Right,
Which one?
You
that
know.
Chris, man. Chris back again. Shit.
Right. It's always something.
Man.
Oh man, this is crazy, right? So like this is like maybe 5 years ago. I get a random message on Instagram from this woman and she is fucking pissed. And she was like, I hate Joshua Carlton. I hope he dies. I hope he drowns. She was really focused on me drowning. Like, so she had a particular way she wanted me to die. I was like, what is this shit? You know? So I messaged her and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, did this zig when it should have zagged? Am I the right Josh? Like, why are you so mad at me? And she goes, you painted me. And I was like, oh shit, I wonder if I like found a reference online and I abused her face and I didn't get permission or something like that. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. I get it, you know? And so I write her and I'm like, I painted a picture of you. And she's like, all of your paintings are of me. And I'm like, no, they're not. I mean, I'm looking at her page, right? And it's mostly just pictures of her. And like, she's definitely not somebody I've ever painted, I've ever seen. And so I started just like looking around on her page and I noticed that all of her pictures, underneath them, she will say something, but then she'll answer herself as if she were somebody else. So I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. We got some things up, right? So like no other people are really commenting on her stuff.
Right.
So then she starts writing me like daily, you know, I can't wait till you drown and all this stuff. So I just like leaned into it and I was like, yeah, I know, right? What a day. And then finally she started being super cool and she was like posting pictures of my paintings on her page. And so I saw it pop up and I was like, oh great, here we go. She's going to start complaining. And now she loves it. This is my favorite painter. He's an amazing tattoo artist as well. So now she's super sweet to me, right? So we literally talk for like 2 months. I'm just like, I'm the person that's kind of like, here's some crazy pens for your crazy pocket so she doesn't shoot me up later on. You know what I mean? And long story short, she starts telling me that she's Chris Brown's, like that her and Chris Brown, like the famous Chris Brown, have a baby together. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, but keep it on the down low. Nobody knows. And his girlfriend that he's currently with, that's like she's like a government spy, and I'm the real baby mama, but we don't talk about it, so keep it on the down low. But yeah, so he's my soulmate and all that, just crazy talk, right? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this poor woman. And
so you gonna get with her? Just kidding.
What'd you say?
I said,
who
so
said
you
I
gonna
didn't?
Right. Man, you got a number.
right. But she writes me one day and she's like, guess where I am? And I'm like, I'm looking at my window, right? I'm like, where?
It's a picture of you.
I know, right? She just sends me a picture, and she's in Chris Brown's driveway.
Man,
it's like you just see this mansion, right? And I'm like, she's like, I'm home, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? And she fucking tells me that she's going home. She's going inside. I had to go to work, so I end up leaving. I forget about it. And I come home, and all over the news, you can go back and look this up from years ago. It's like Chris Brown comes home to a stalker in his bed. She got into his house, cooked herself some food, and then got into his bed. And I think she was there for like a while, you know what I mean? And so he came home and found her. It's like, she straight up really did do this. Like I knew about it before anybody else did. Like I guess I wish I would have said something now, right? You know what I mean? But so as far as me getting with her, I'm pretty sure she's still in jail. Like, holy shit, right? How crazy is that? Like, I don't know. I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't think I told you guys that or the podcast. So that is a crazy Chris Brown story that happened to me.
Yeah, that's a weird one just to slip through the cracks, because that's pretty fucking intense.
Yeah, because it came up, the whole topic came up because when I was at the Humboldt Tattoo Convention, I just like threw my backpack on and started walking away, and my phone started going off, and it said, somebody put an AirTag on you. You know those Apple AirTags? And I'm like, what the fuck? And it like showed a map of where I had been all day long, like that I was at this gas station and at 10:30 in the morning and everything. And I'm like checking my pockets and like having Nikki like look in my hoodie and seeing like what's going on. I couldn't find anything anywhere. Wow. So I don't know if it was like a random, like, you know how the booths are so close at the shop, or I'm sorry, at the show. Maybe another tattooer had one on him. Yeah. I don't really know. I never found out, but it made me think. And I was like, man, what if I got some crazy stalker? And I remembered that. Have you guys ever had like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes customers can get weird, right? Have you guys had anything like crazy happen like that? Please tell me you have a Chris Brown story. That'd be amazing. Serendipity.
Man.
Well, one, that's creepy. And was it this year's Humboldt, the convention? Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I mean, dude, I wish I did. No, I don't know if I wish I did or not. I don't.
So maybe is that how you measure your success? Like how many stalkers you have?
Yeah, you know, if that's the case, then I'm not very successful.
Those jets that have like the little stickers for their like how many kills, like the kill shots they have. You've got like little mannequin stickers of all your stalkers at your station. Mine is just Chris Brown's head.
Oh my God.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And for one, I can relate to Josh having like fucking a story like that, and it, like you said, slipping through the cracks. Meaning, at least sitting here right now, I feel like I forget half mine. You know.
Yeah, it's like when you go to tell a joke, you're like, I got a bunch of good jokes, and you're like, what do I do with my hands?
Well, that's fucking weird. But I mean, nothing to where like I'm scared to go out of my car at the shop at night.
Right now, there's somebody out there listening they're just putting on lipstick real slow, and they're like, "Oh,
would you fuck me? I'd fuck me."
You got a stalker, yeah. You just don't know it yet. Trust me.
Right.
I will say I came into the shop last year around this time, and there was a bunch of fucking cheese from Oregon that was chilled that got mailed to me, and it was very good cheese. And I'm like looking at it, and fucking, I'm like, who in the fucking Oregon sent me cheese? Because it's like, it's Oregon, so it's weird. Everyone I know in Oregon's pretty fucking weird too. So it's like, who the fuck's sending me cheese from Oregon? And then I looked real close, and it's fucking Laura, Sean's girl.
And that makes so much sense.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
great cheese. There was like a lavender cheese. It was amazing, but it was because I had her tattoo me spontaneously, and then I tipped the bill basically, and she sent me cheese, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
But it left me wondering for a long time, like, who in the fuck
like,
sent me cheese?
Yeah, I showed up to the shop one day and so I've got like a bunch of really creepy, I've always been like into the oddities type of stuff. So I've got like weird, things in jars and stuff. So I just show up one day and there's this emu, like a baby emu in a jar, like a, formaldehyde. It's really cool. These things can get kind of expensive too. And there was no note or anything. It was just in my room. And I loved it. And I was just like, oh, wow, I wonder who did this. And I asked around the shop. No one knew. So I just posted on my social media. I was like, hey, kind stranger, whoever brought me this gift, thank you. Fully expecting like, oh, hey, I stopped by. I never heard anything. I'm like, God damn, is this Chris Brown sending me this? No. But like a full year goes by, right? And I get this client that I haven't seen in about a year. Little tiny sweet girl. You would never in a million years think she would ever do anything like that. And she's like, oh, you got my gift. And I'm like, oh shit, that's from you? And apparently she had shown up like early for her appointment a year ago and just like went shopping and just saw that and was like, this just looks like stuff that you've got in your room. And she bought it for me. So that was awesome. So
wow.
I don't know where I was going with that story, except that's why I have. If you get tattooed by me and you see the little baby emu, that's it.
Yes, that's it.
Now you know.
Now you know. That's right. Ooh, he's making baby emu famous today, boy.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I know, Matt. I know you got some. I know.
Yeah,
I remember
a lot of them. Yeah, go ahead.
I remember we talked about it on the podcast. There was like your grand opening, and you had like the woman, like you were cutting the ribbon, and she was like trying to get in and all that stuff. It was crazy with you. I remember that story
in front of the mayor, the news, everyone.
Of course,
pulled her
right? Of
tits
course,
out, didn't she?
Yeah, pulled her tits out and was yelling and screaming at me at our grand opening.
Which I completely missed.
I mean, so did most people, thankfully, because I was able to absorb her and turn and walk with her out down the street while she's like got her tits hanging out, still yelling and threatening me. At least I'm kind of walking her away, and at least we were out in front.
Did you take your shirt off too? It's like, I guess this is what we're doing. The mayor whips his shirt off.
Yeah.
Man, ribbon cuttings have changed.
Man, these people don't play, boy. They're getting wild. Woo. Oh, man. But no, I've had several stalkers, male and female. And it's funny because looking back, a lot of it was, we've touched on this before, was me being either too much of the nice guy, or made me wonder, Josh, what is it about me that keeps attracting all these fucking weirdos? And even in your story, we could see what is it about you that out of all the people attracted her to you, but at the same time, you entertained her, even if it was from a place of being the nice guy.
Yeah, everybody else would have blocked her, and I'm like, "What are you doing today?" I was so interested, right? I was so curious, and I knew I was playing with fire, you know. But it got interesting.
Geez, and so a lot of times mine were nice to where I'd build a relationship with someone, like if we're talking about clients, and sometimes my niceness would be misperceived as something more,
like to take advantage of,
or like no, they're looking at me like
sexually.
Yeah, or whatever. They just all of a sudden fall in love with me, right? And either it was in the beginning, I didn't get the clues, because in their head, when it became obvious, they thought it was obvious to me too.
Right.
We even had this happen with,
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Early on, This student lived in another country and swore we were having an affair.
Wow.
And so throughout my whole career, I've either attracted some weirdos, or even someone will be an actual client and work with me, and then they'll get fucking weird, which is also what's taught me so much on the years. That's what I teach to prevent these things, because I learned huge lessons from all of them, right? And it goes back to boundaries. you know, and when seeing that the red flags in the fire, not to play with the fire anymore. I'd always play with the fire too, Josh. And usually I would do it from a place of what I thought was compassion, but it was more overextended people pleasing.
Right.
You know, the TBM student was someone that I went back on my own standards, wanted to help them so bad, and that's one of the ones I waived the fee and let them in for free. Thinking I could help them, and it backfired, right?
Yeah, see, that's so interesting to me.
Yeah,
it's so interesting to me. I won't interrupt you, but I want to add to that when you're done, for sure.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I find myself, I've been very fortunate so far. I haven't done near as many. For my Everything I Know class, I almost always will gift somebody the course. Yeah. You know, they're very interested, and then it just situationally doesn't work out. And if I feel it, you know, I'm like, I would love to gift this to you. But they've been fantastic. Yeah. But I've noticed just in my past in general, the tattoos that I would give away, that I would gift people, oftentimes those are the ones that were like extra hard to deal with, right?
Yeah.
It's
so
like
weird.
Yeah, like they're expecting more when like this whole thing was free to begin with. It's a really interesting lesson in getting what you're worth. And you're the one that taught me, Matt. And I brought this up, so definitely ad nauseum. But like you know, make sure that when you gift somebody something like a tattoo, like let them be all in first. Here's my rates. They agree to it, right? And then at the end, if you want to gift them or bless them, instead of like starting out with that, right?
Right.
And that did seem to solve it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Weeds them out for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it is tough. Have we ever extended or let someone, you know, it's more of a principle standard, and it'll weed people out, their hunger, their honor level, the respect for it, right? If they're just entitled and expecting it, it's yuck from the gate. But have we ever blessed anyone on the front end, or even the answer, and it worked out? Of course.
Absolutely.
But 9 out of 10 times, you know.
That is weird.
Interesting psychology.
And it's like psychology is it, because I was just talking to my client. He came in, it was his first time getting a tattoo, and I kind of stepped out my realm. Like, don't tell anybody, listeners, but I did some lettering. So
what you're saying is that somebody in the shop, like Evan's, got to cover up that they're going to have to deal with now?
Basically, yes. Yeah. Correct. But Evan can't cover it up because he sucks.
He was at my art show this last weekend. He flew out for it, so...
His painting was one of the favorite ones, just because like the creativity of it.
It was so awesome in person too.
But I was just joking, Evan, because I know you're listening, or you should be. Because
he's almost as tall as you too. So
yes, he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer, doesn't he?
And now that you mentioned, I can see it.
I just want to take some pictures with you, Josh.
Why are you still here?
You know, the psychology is like, I was telling that client, you know, it was his first tattoo. He came in, he envisioned it being different, you know, and he only seen it when he first came in. And, you know, we put it up to the mirror. I talked about flow and like purpose of it. And it's more tasteful of a design that will last longer. And he was like, you know what? Yeah, let's run it. And I fucking put it on one time and we fucking did it. And, you know, he tipped fat. But it's like, if that same client was wanting a little small jam, I would have had to like print it out multiple sizes. They would have had to phone a friend. I would have replaced the stencil 30 times, would have done it, and then maybe had gotten a tip. Not that I'm expecting tips ever. Don't get me wrong on that. They're appreciated but not expected. But for whatever reason, it's like those smaller little jams. The client has more of their boot on my neck, whereas like someone's spending multiple thousands of dollars. And they just don't even give a fuck. And they're like, yeah, cool, run it. And it's just weird.
It's really interesting. Like Nikki and I just did our largest collaboration together, and the client was just unbelievably amazing. He traveled, he flew in, and pretty much just said, I would like a bear or maybe like some form of a bird. And we just were like, here's what you're getting. And it's like, you know, half of his arm. And he's like, yeah, just like no issue. No problem. Sat there for 8 hours. Loved it. Already booked for, you know, us to do more work. But I know exactly what you mean. Like, you know, with these smaller tattoos, especially if they bring their like friend group. Like I kept a whole COVID-19, like the rules that came with don't bring your friends type of thing. We just kind of kept that rule, you know?
Well, and it's a totally different commitment level. It's a different client. I mean, in any industry,
It's almost like the price tag demands, like, you know what you're fucking doing.
Well,
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why you'll hear, and you'll hear all over. People say that there's a huge difference. There's memes about it'll say a $500 client and what they say, and it's like 3 paragraphs of some shit. And then it'll say a $5,000 client. It's like, see you Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
type
exactly.
deal.
Yeah.
Like
So many people, they'll always tell me, they're like, yeah, when I was getting ready to get on the plane, my friends are like, what are you getting? And they're like, I don't even know. And it just blows their mind, right? But then, when they get back home and they show their friends, they're like, oh, I get it now. Because it's like, you went to an artist. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but like somebody would seek us out, or any of these amazing artists around the world.
They already know who their artist is, right?
Yeah, like if I come out, I want a Matt Clemmer piece, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
And these smaller jams, they're not as committed on any level. Doesn't mean they can't become committed, but they're almost artist shopping. They're just walking in. Who does this? I want to do this. They may got Pinterest up, right? And so we all know what that's like. But already on their level of commitment, it's not as high on any regard. So it brings different things to the table. Now we know how to work with that, and we.
I just tell people that they can't show me Pinterest because the phones interfere with my tattoo machine. So they can't turn their phone on. No, I don't really do that, but it would probably work. Even these smaller tattoos, like I feel so blessed to be able to have that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like look at the prices of everything. Look at the economy, and when people they're not able to buy eggs. You know what I mean? And we're complaining about if the tattoo is upside down because it's for them. Like I get it. It's fun to kind of like dish about it, and but like at the end of the day, like come on, it's pretty fucking amazing that we get to do this.
Absolutely. And beautiful things happen in the small things. That's what,
absolutely. They can turn into clients like that get much bigger work once they kind of understand, right? Like, the term folk art.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't understand folk art, or like traditional tattooing is a great example. If you don't understand traditional tattooing, people will be like, oh, that's simple stuff. And it's like, but once you understand it and appreciate it, it's so beautiful. Right. And it's not easy, by the way.
That's right.
But I think folk art is like that as well. Like, so that client that got that upside down tattoo for them, as they learn more about, wow, I can really get anything I want nowadays. Right. They can become a great client if you're a great artist, if you're a great person that can work with them.
Right. So back to what we were saying, that's who a lot of those folks may be when they come into our doors. It's always up to us to educate them, build the relationship, and sift through and weed through. That's why we know when those clients that are coming in to get smaller jams, then we can educate them and end up building relationships deeper and working with the ones we're meant and called to. And the others we serve on that day and say goodbye and have a great spring break, right? That's what I mean by sifting. But really, I like, we always do still honor everyone where they're at and the process. But fuck, we're human too, and we notice they'll be bringing different state of beings with them when they walk in, right?
Yeah. I feel like you are somebody that I've noticed early on, years ago. You're really natural at that. You're really natural at like treating this small tattoo just as important as the sleeve you're working on. Your client feels super comfortable. You're really good at explaining this is what we're about to do, and I really appreciate that, because the client is like, tattoo shops should be a little bit scary. Like when you first walk in, there's that little element, but then they realize like, I'm in a great spot. I'm in a great space. I've got the right artist. I'm comfortable. And you're really good at that. It seems like your whole crew is, so.
Yeah, it's fun.
Except Evan.
Yeah, right. He's a dick. But we keep him around.
I like how Evan's just like suddenly the butt of the joke. He's just like, hey.
He just
Man,
broke
I fucking
the
got
lead
on a
on
plane
his,
and came all the way out there. Fuck.
He just broke the lead on his colored pencil and he's crying. Just
with an anime napkin.
What are you going to do? Make a TikTok about it?
That's right.
I love you, Evan.
Day. Man.
So it's almost time for Evergreen. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
man,
to
I'm
it.
so excited about that. You'd mentioned, we kind of talked a little bit about some conventions earlier, and it's right around the corner. We're like a month out.
Time flies.
Do you ever
I
get
know.
like nervous or like bubble guts?
Yeah, that's all I do.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like I think it's our 9th year, and I'm still like, oh my God, what if I forget this? I have these nightmares that I like forgot to order, pipe and drape, or trash cans or something like that. Like any little one thing, it's like, I forgot to rent the building. We're going to have it at 4 different people's houses instead. But no, I'm super nervous, but I'm excited because you guys, like, and the listeners, the people that come every year, the supporters, have made this show something I'm so proud of. I'm so excited about. And, I get to see everybody, plus like, a few new artists every year. It's just like such a special time. It really, really is. And last year was the first time I was starting to feel better, and I'm feeling great now. So I'm really excited to just kind of be a part of it. Like last year, I'd kind of come in a little bit later. I would go home a little bit earlier. But I feel like I'm going to be able to be there and be around and like be a part of those awesome after parties. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's the funnest stuff. Like the restaurants afterward when shit gets a little bit crazy and just like good stories,
Yeah.
People getting peed on and stuff.
Yes, that did actually happen. You were there for that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. But Evergreen, I'm just so excited about it. We sold our booths out faster than ever. And then last night I asked Nikki, because I was like, man, I haven't really asked you how it's been going with like ticket sales, pre-sales and stuff like that. Just fucking record-breaking ticket sales and stuff. So I really feel like, I say it every year, but I'm usually right when I say this is our best year ever. This is going to be such a solid year.
Oh,
I'm really, really excited.
Oh, so good. What are the dates on that again?
I'm embarrassed to say this, but Nikki knows this stuff, and I'm so bad about it. I just know it's in March.
It's the weekend after the 13th, because I get there on the 13th, and then I don't leave till the 22nd. So
Yeah, it was like March 17th, isn't it?
probably
That sounds very familiar. I'm feeling so dumb right now, but
No, that's okay. Man, so you said you think this is the year number 9 for you guys?
I'm pretty sure this is
year?
9. I think this is year 9. Yeah, which is crazy because it's kind of flown by. Like I feel like, I know it's been a year. I feel like it was just like a month or two ago. Like it really did fly by this time.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited about it. I mean, you guys are both teaching there. I'm like so honored and appreciative of that. Thank you guys so much for doing that.
My God.
I know
giving
that,
a seminar there.
I know.
Yes.
I'm so fucking stoked.
I'm
so
fucking
stoked.
so nervous.
Yeah,
proud of
that's
you.
where the magic happens, Bubba.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's funny because like when you sent that text, I was doing something with Megan. Oh, it was her clean date, and we went and we're like shopping for perfumes and stuff and just hanging out. And I was in like a Starbucks drive-through, and you sent that, and I instantly had a flash of when I asked you to take a picture of me behind the pulpit. And it was like,
remember that.
someday, one day it'll happen. And I know I've discussed this many times. Like right now, almost, it's like, sometimes we kind of teach on here, and then TBM, it's teaching. But I don't know. It just seemed like whenever this particular vision of this vision board manifest, I'll be ready.
Well, dude, it's come full
but
circle.
were you ready?
No,
Right.
fuck no. I didn't even
Exactly.
want to respond back to you, and I'm like, I can't leave this hanging. Like that's
Yeah, I don't want to throw you under the bus, but you were like, I need a juice box first and
he
some
called
Heads Up 7
his
Up.
sponsor.
And,
He called me. He called Oprah Winfrey. He called Tyrone.
Yeah.
right.
I'm just saying,
What Chris
no,
Brown
it's-
had to say about it.
That's right.
He said, "Don't fuck with that Joshua Carlton character."
Right.
But for real, dude, it's come full circle. Not just any man, the exact man that you created the vision with and asked to take your picture vision is the exact man. And there's a difference. Yes, you do teach for TBM, and that is scary, right? But it's still digital. And you're sitting here on a podcast right now, it's still digital. This is different. This is one of your first live in the flesh, right? And it was not just anywhere, it's at Evergreen. And who asked you to do it? The Joshua Carlton, the same one that a decade ago you created this vision, or whenever you created it, and asked him to take your photo. It's that full circle. What an honor, man. There's something magical about the number 9, by the way. That's
Really?
why I was like, that's why I was like almost trying to confirm, is this 9? But that's extra cool too.
Well, I don't know if I'm pretty sure we shared this with you, Josh, but when you asked us to do this podcast, the number 3 started showing up to the point to where me and Matt went to this place called Fruitable and we were driving and it was 333 and we looked up in the sky and someone had released a golden balloon with the number 3 floating.
Wow. That's
at
awesome.
333 while we were talking about the 3 of us joining and creating this podcast. I think I actually have a pic.
A 3-year commitment as well. Like a minimum,
3-year
like we said, we're going to
commitment.
commit 3 years. Yeah.
Right.
3
That's
is
awesome.
in the family with 9.
Yep.
You know, I'm looking forward to I don't know. I'm like playing these things in my head, and I know Riley's going to make me feel comfortable and at peace by like knocking all my stuff over. And busted my balls right before the seminar. So I'm really looking forward to that. And Jeremiah too. But, you know, it's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. I mean, you know, courage doesn't exist without fucking fear. And I'm fucking full of fear.
I know.
Well,
you're
and
already creating. They're going to knock my lunch tray out of my hands on the way.
What's he say? I don't get anxiety. I give it.
Yeah. I was talking about anxiety, and you know, I was like, I know a lot of you are like me and you have panic attacks, and Riley's like, I don't get panic attacks, I give them. It's like I'm so lucky. My partners for Evergreen are like not only the best partners, but like my best friends. Like Riley and Aaron are amazing. They've always had my back. They've always trusted my ideas that seemed so out there, and then they work. And the same with them. They'll have this idea, and we just, I don't know, man. It's just this perfect storm. I couldn't ask for better friends or better partners. It's really, really great. Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. It's
We all
so
have the
good.
same vision. We all have the same vision of leave tattooing better than you found it. And like, that's so important to all of us at the core, right? We're not just saying that. Like, you know, if we just said that, but one of us didn't feel it, this would have never worked. You know, I remember when we first did this, a few people that put on conventions, you know, like Derb, you know, and these people would reach out to us and they were like, I support you, but this is hard. Just so you know, conventions are really hard, and it scared the shit out of me. And they were right. It was hard, but our hearts are in the right place.
That's
And
right.
so, you know, we're never been afraid of hard work. You know, and it's a scramble to try to make it all happen. And I thought I was gonna have a heart attack on the first day for sure, but it's one of my proudest things for sure. So Hip and Matt, you guys teaching there makes me super proud. I'm super happy. Matt has taught before already. We're super happy to have him back. If you guys got him in, and I'd love to hear a little, maybe a little bit about what you're going to offer. Matt, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're teaching?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to hear what Hip's got to say. Mike, go pop some popcorn. Woo! No, I'm just playing. And that's interesting because, and it's cool because we both get to, on the lineup of the whole show, our seminars are back to back, right? And Hip has been like the Riley in my life, Josh, and he's always had my back, and he's always been by my side. And even at these seminars, he's at usually every one there, even if he's just supporting in the back, which has been most of them. So we could end up tag teaming mine and then going, but who's going first? I forget. Is it you?
Yeah.
Okay, you going first, right?
And this is on Sunday.
yours. This is on Sunday. That's right. And so I'm pretty sure you're scheduled, 1 o'clock on Sunday or?
Yeah, one.
1, and mine's at 3, correct? Mm-hmm. Back to back. So that's going to be a fun day. And, you know, we may offer, I was even thinking anyone that we may offer like a package deal. Anyone that wants to take both of ours together, you know,
It's a good idea. I like that. Yeah.
I am so honored to be ever to teach, especially at my brother Joshua Carlton's show at Evergreen. Riley, Aaron, Nikki, what an honor, right? What an honor that we've gotten invited there. You've gotten to tattoo there. I've gotten to be a judge, right? Come back. But this year it's even extra special because it's your first ever Hip seminar ever. And so I'm in so full support, like almost like even if we should just have one big hip seminar, but what I'm going to teach is all things TBM. And usually, Josh, depending on who's in the room, we read the room, and I'll straight up ask them where they're at and how can I best serve them in this moment. And even though I have a curriculum, Hip and I both like to create live in the moment to really create miracles in people's lives. So it'll be depending on you and who's showing up in this room will alter the state of being.
I love that, right? That way, if somebody's taken TBM or if somebody's taken your seminar last year, it's going to be a little different. Like it's worth jumping in again.
That's right.
You know me, even with this podcast, I'm such a fan of being organic. Like more than half the time, we have like a loose idea of what we're talking about. Yeah. Today's just kind of a conversation. Some of these are my favorite. I like that organic feel of just like let's go where it goes. Reading the room. That's a great way to put it.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So we'll see what we create together out of that. All things in your life and business, tattoo related. And Hip is not exempt from any of that. Do you want to give us a teaser of anything that's on your heart?
What's it called?
You don't have to give it all to us. But you can just give us a little taste.
Yeah. So I mean, I came across the ugly foot one because I always say that, and being in this industry, like you guys just seem so unobtainable. But when I would get to know you, I would like pry and like ask, have you had this problem? Or like how I ask you before Evergreen, it's your 9th year, are you still nervous? Like I need to know that to know that like I'm on the right path and it's obtainable.
Yeah.
So I'm just basically like exposing the ugly foot. Like I've been getting pictures of tattoos that I did back in like when I was scratching, all the way up until current. I've got an album full of like bad heels things that
I hope
you've
they can
never
tell the difference.
Yeah, and things that you've never seen. Part of my techniques I've learned. It was birthed from the fear, right? I would journal since you asked me, and I would just like, I can't do this. Like, all I'm going to do is regurgitate, things that I've learned from Yogi, things that I learned from you, from any artist that I've had a seminar with. It's like I've taken from them, and I'm like, so basically, I'm just going to be doing a seminar where I'm just reiterating like the teachings that I took from someone. So I felt almost like, oh, well, that's kind of bullshit. But then I started reflecting, and then I started reflecting, and I remember people saying, last summer I took Steve Butcher's seminar, and he talked about, a lot of who he learned how to grow into and tattoo as an artist was from Benjamin Lucas.
Yeah,
maybe
amazing artist. Yeah. Lucas, yeah.
And so he talked about things that he actually learned from him that he was taught, and he then reteach them to us.
Would you ever take a pooch seminar? You did, didn't you?
No, I haven't taken a pooch seminar, no.
Oh, but would you?
Yeah.
You would, for real?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, he might be regurgitating some shit that Butcher
I was about to say, that's how we all do. Do, yeah, like... When I'm teaching, everything I know, I wasn't just born and I was like full of this knowledge. It's everything I know from my own experiences and people that were much smarter than me being kind enough to hand it down to me.
And I would go as far as to say it comes down to the vessel of who the message is going through. That's why you, sir, have seen me try and teach a TBM student something 8 weeks in a row. You show up on week 9 and say it once and they get it.
Yeah, we just talked about that. Exactly.
Look at that guitar behind Josh. I think it's safe to say there is no chord that has yet to have ever been invented or played. Most chords on the chromatic scale, the circle of fit, whatever, like, this, you're a guitar player. I'm just saying.
Right. Everything's under the sun has been done before.
Yeah, brother. But you know what? It ain't been done like this through you at this time, through this vessel. You, sir, have been called. Welcome to the human experience. You hear the imposter syndrome that shows up with all of us at any level, everyone. And this is the process. As you grow, it doesn't mean imposter syndrome just goes away, but it's how we respond to it. And then it's always good to have brothers in your life to help you see. Well, Hip does this for me, right? But I love this. It's what we've talked about even for Atlanta. Ready or not. this is the shit you've been saying you've been wanting to hear. It is. And now you're like, oh God, we not ready.
Which is where the inspiration for like, things that I'm going to teach are. And it's basically like, if you feel this or you're intimidated by someone you look up to in the industry, best believe that there's an ugly foot, and I'm here to just expose all of mine to let you know that you're on the right track and this is completely normal for you. You're not less than or not good enough, because we all struggle with these.
And I think it's super unique as well. Like, what a great idea. Do you remember the first thing I asked you when I could tell you were a little bit resistant?
Am I playing small?
Yep.
Oh, he came at you with that.
And instantly I was like, yeah.
Ooh, man.
And I knew I was, but then again, you need someone that's got your fucking back. Sometimes when we fall in those fucking limiting beliefs, someone to fucking like pull my fucking hoe card, for the lack of better terms. And you did, and I appreciate it. And I knew I was, and it was like, damn it. One, Josh has asked me to do this, so there is no backing out.
Yeah.
Even the fucking deepest pit of my existence is like, don't do it, don't do it. You can't do it. Okay. Like, I would be banished from the tattoo industry. But then to tell me that I'm playing small, it's like he fucking sees it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in a voice, it was a text message. He could feel it through my text message.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad you're doing it. I'm super proud of you for saying yes, even though it took you a few days to say yes. I think it's going to be awesome. Yes. I'm going to give you some really good advice. Okay. Don't fuck up.
And to piggyback off that, whatever you do, don't be yourself and you'll be all right.
Just imagine I'm standing in front of everyone butt ass naked. Yeah. I heard that helps.
Yeah.
Be like, what would Evan do? And just do the opposite.
That's right.
You guys just heckle me in the back the whole time.
Right. He's actually going to show up. His whole presentation is going to be me and Josh's ugly foot.
Right. On the next class of Everything I Know, don't ever offer Hip a spot to teach at your convention. Mic drop.
Especially if you're wanting artists to attend the following year.
I know, right? Just a bunch of homeless people there. Yeah, they're like, I got an ugly foot.
I got a diabetic foot.
Exactly, yeah. Sugar foot.
Man.
It's gonna be awesome,
it should
though.
be interesting, and ultimately, like, just the fact to be asked to do something. It doesn't matter if no one shows or if the class is full. Like, being presented this opportunity is the win in itself.
If somebody does want to take your class, should they get a hold of you early? Or are you just kind of taking a sign up as you're there, or what do you prefer?
So honestly, I was just kind of, Nikki had told me, like, once I sent her the information, like, do you want them to message you directly? So I figured, like, if you want, DM me, Facebook, carrier pigeon, email, anything.
I'd funnel them to one spot, dude. Don't fuck up like I did.
Yeah. Okay. DM me on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of my out of state, out of country followers are, and people that I've networked with at Evergreen. So if you'd like to take my convention, go to @hip_81, slide in my DMs, and we can get it going.
Yeah. And your seminars, I think priced really reasonably, real cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much did you say you were charging?
$200.
Yeah. And mine's $300, and I think mine's a deal. So they're getting a real good deal with yours.
Yeah, those are actually extremely good prices. That's amazing.
Thank you, Joshua, for fuck you and what you guys do and all the hard work you have done to serve us and the whole industry and provide and hold such beautiful space. So much art, great art, and relationships can be built, Thank you for all your guys' hard work, what you've done and what you're doing, and the hard work coming down the pike. Right the fuck down. We love and appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know we say it every time, but this whole podcast has been such an amazing journey. I think this is episode 92, maybe 91 or 92, something like that.
Wow.
It's just crazy. Isn't that crazy to say?
92. Should we do something for our 100th episode?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm saying just straight up naked podcast. I mean, I'm not wearing pants now. You just can't tell. So we'll just go the whole way, you know. When I was a kid, I used to always wonder that. Like I'd see like the news people, you know, and I'm like, you never see their legs. I wonder if they're wearing pants.
Do they even have legs?
Right.
I don't know why I was having a flash of the Harold and Kumar movie where they had just the pantsless party. It's
Yeah,
like pantsless
right.
party, and like some chick walked by with her top off, and he like yelled at her, "Hey, you put your top back on!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I love you guys.
Love you.
Love you guys too. I definitely needed to see you guys today as well. I know you know, but just not make a huge sad ending here. But I lost my mother a couple of days ago. She was an amazing woman, and she luckily passed in her sleep peacefully. And it's been a pretty rough last few days. I'm actually about to fly out to Arizona to spend some time with my family. So opening up the computer today and knowing I get to talk to you wonderful brothers, I really appreciate it. And all you listeners, I posted a picture of my mother on Facebook and told a little bit of a story. And so many of you wrote beautiful things, and I really just can't thank you enough. My mom had this thing that she was so proud of my tattooing that somebody would comment on one of my tattoos on Facebook. And my mom would actually go to that person's page, and she was so excited to be my mother. She would literally write these strangers that said nice things about her son. And so a lot of people, if you go look at these stories, they're like, I talked to your mom all the time. You know, like she was like literally messaging these people just because she made this relationship, because she supported my tattooing so much. So, you know, instead of just, rest in peace, I actually have these beautiful stories of these people of like, I've talked to your mom for years. So it's been really, really cool. And I just, all of you out there that have messaged me, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much. It's been a lot. It's given me a lot of healing that I've needed in the last few days. So thank you.
Yeah, I remember you sharing in past episodes, and she was one of your first clients.
She really was. Yeah, she really was. She, you know, when I had to do a tattoo in front of my potential boss, my very first shop, you know, I tried to make it was a rose. I tried to make it super realistic to impress them, but it was like a really traditional old school shop. And the guy was like, that's beautiful, but it took way too long. You know, we need to just, you know, whip it out. Good, clean tattoo. And so I was packing up, and my mom's like, no, let's do another one that way. So she literally has like a rose right next to a rose, one realistic and one traditional. And he was like, that's how you do it on the traditional one. And I got the job because of my mom, because she sat there for me and endured the pain. And then she had me sign them. So they're like, you know, all these tattoos all over her and all these various stages of my career with my signature on them. So
My God, Josh.
my biggest supporter in tattooing. Absolutely.
What was her name?
Nancy.
My goodness.
Yep. I'm just happy she's not in pain anymore. You know, she fell and broke her leg about a year ago, and it just never really got better after that. So we're not even exactly sure what happened. She just had a lot of issues once she had broken her leg. She was only 73. She was a bit too young to go, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But she was just in a lot of pain all the time, a lot of pain. And so she got to go to sleep and not wake up in pain, you know, and that gives me some peace.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, about that. My God. Thank you for sharing. Yes. And we love you, Brother Josh. And we love all you tattoo guardians. Thank you guys for going through this journey, this vulnerable thing called life together with us. Thanks for tuning in each week. We'll see you next week, y'all.
Man, what time is it? 12:14 a.m. Matt, I don't know about you, but I like coffee.
You know I do every day, all day.
Man, and I could go for one right now. So our listeners, did you know that you can buy us a coffee?
For real?
Yeah. All
Why
they
would
gotta
they do that?
Well, if you like what we do and you support our show and you appreciate our content, you can just go and click that little button that our producer Mike puts in every show and buy us a coffee, just to show your contribution that you appreciate what we do for you to help us out.
People can really buy us a coffee.
Totally.
I'd be honored if you bought me a coffee.
And not only that, but we got a little spot. It's special for the VIP listeners. It's called Close Friends on Instagram. And on there, you can see some behind the scenes content. And when the cameras ain't running, seeing all the shit we'd be talking about each other.
Is that true, Mike? Damn, you guys, this is the first I've heard about either of these. So they can buy you or me a coffee.
Or Mr. Carlton.
Or Mr. Carlton. And like get a sneak peek behind the scenes.
Yeah.
By doing what again?
Fucking smashing that button.
Okay. What button you talking about? I want to smash the button.
It's the button on the fucking thing.
Okay. Do it. Just do it.
Absolutely demolish the button. But thanks for your time again, and we appreciate all our listeners.
Always.